How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be featuring the Hindenburg, the legendary tier German heavy cruiser. In this one, we have another build once again. I think our last video that we featured the Hindenburg, we had like a full AP build, and then we were kind of lucky that there were a lot of things that just went broadside. Although in my experience in Legends playing Hindenburg, more often than not, it's just going to be a bunch of things bow in reversing away, just like this Stalingrad. Uh, Stalingrad does have pretty good armor, although it's not good enough to shatter our Hindenburg quarter pen, as we do pen, what is it, 50 millimeters of armor. He can try to reverse away all he wants, but our HE is just going to keep penning. On top of that, we have Arthas as an inspiration, so we are also dealing kind of a good amount of HE damage for this high penetration. Typically, things with a lot of HE pen will have less alpha, aside from something like Gdansk, but that thing is just kind of demented on its own. It shouldn't have the quarter pen that it has. It really should only be just normal destroyer pen, 1/6 pen. But yeah, kind of weird what they did with the Gdansk. But yeah, Stalingrad just trying to reverse away. Our Arthas plane did land already, unfortunately, since they did kind of nerf planes uh, by reducing its duration. So Arthas was kind of indirectly nerfed as well. Stalingrad trying to reverse for his life, but unfortunately for him, we kind of have enough range. We're at 18.4. I'm pretty sure we have Kuznetsov on this. I don't know what else would explain that range. Uh, but for this, we actually, like I said, since we see a lot more bow and reversing things, we're not really building into AP. I think the only AP skill I have right now, since we're using Riggerwald, is the second row skill, Kraken Shells. That gives you, I'm pretty sure, pen and ship speed, but I'm mostly using it for ship speed. And then in the third row, we have Velocis giving us another 5% max speed instead of using punch through, again because we mostly find ourselves shooting bow and things. Having all of these AP skills that might not be that useful, kind of a waste in my opinion. But yeah, we also have rudder shift in the third slot just because we were kind of messing around with a bunch of things that we could do. And since we were kind of going with as much speed as we can on Riegerwald, I figure why not just go with rudder in that third slot as well. Especially because Hindenburg is so slow and clumsy. I feel like it just made a lot more sense. Enemy Wisconsin takes a pot shot at us. We just simply turn in to try and mitigate the damage, since we do have that 30mm casemate. And luckily for us, we take 0 damage. We did get hit by a couple shells, but again, that 30 casemate does kind of save the day. Enemy destroyer is in decap. He just sailed straight through the middle because we had nothing really contesting. Everything on our team went out to the flanks, which is kind of bad. Letting a DD torp from the middle while our teams are trying to push the flank is not great. Our team is obviously going to be perfectly broadside for those torpedoes, and then on top of that, the DD can probably torp both sides. So we kind of need to be careful here. We don't really want to keep charging out, putting ourselves in a crossfire with those torpedoes. And then this Wisconsin, Michelangelo did kind of reverse away. He does also have sap. That sap is going to hurt if we allow him to take too many pot shots at us. I mean, obviously it's still not quite the secondary DPM, but it's still going to hurt if we just let him farm us. Enemy Wisconsin did decide to turn around, and he is now kiting away from us. I switched to AP because he is broadside, and I'm kind of hoping to get some AP DPM in on this Wisconsin. But we also need to fire a full salvo because I'm not sure if we're going to get spotted or not here by anything else. Luckily, we don't. Wisconsin starts turning away, so I just switch back to HE. Because at this point, once things start angling away and start running away, probably not going to get a whole lot of damage. Wisconsin just running away. Our destroyer is going to chase. Wisconsin turning back in to fire at our friendly battleship. He is actually broadside again. Although at this point, kind of want to see if we can start some fires. We also get full pens on the enemy Wisconsin since Wisconsin only has that 38. Its upper belt and deck is all 38, so we can kind of do some reliable damage. We also had our Arthas plane up to kind of help with that. Enemy Velos trying to run away from our friendly destroyer that is chasing him, runs into our sonar, and luckily for us, we're able to finish him off. Having Arthas plane and Hindenburg HE is no laughing matter. It does slap 12 shells with 2700 HE alpha, which is higher than Des Moines. Is pretty nasty. Having more pen and more HE alpha than Des Moines, you can do some pretty nasty chunks, especially while having Arthas up, which is kind of why we decided to use him. I mean, it's kind of the same theory as Venezia. When you do find those things that you want to smash, you just pop your plane, and then all of a sudden, those chunks from your cruiser guns become kind of bad for whatever you're shooting at. Enemy Michelangelo charging in. Michelangelo has 40 millimeters of armor basically everywhere, so this HE is going to do some work on him. Obviously, his main battery turrets being in the middle of his ship does kind of make it a little awkward, because things that you would think hit either the superstructure or his deck ends up hitting something that is fairly ridiculously armored, and then you lose out some damage whenever you shatter. Michelangelo charged in, and well, when he's on a sliver of HP, ends up dying to our friendly battleship. Not really looking great for the enemy team at this point. We have a pretty good points advantage, cap advantage, and also ship advantage. So it's kind of a steamroll here, and we're just going to charge out. We do have 3 kills, and there is more than enough time and more than enough ships to try and get a Kraken. We pop our fighter plane again for Arthas to try and deal as much damage to this Wisconsin as we can. Man, these chunks that we're doing to the Wisconsin with Arthas plane is just really nasty. I wonder if I should be building like HE Alpha and then have Arthas on the side. And then on top of that, we also have 3 stacks of our legendary reload mod. So we're getting 15% more HE Alpha as well, which again is super duper nasty. Our friendly DD starts shooting at the Wisconsin while he's on a sliver of HP. Luckily, we're able to finish him off rather than have it get yoinked. That would have been extremely tragic. Friendly Wisconsin goes down. There's 2 Hindenburgs on the enemy team that's kiting to the corner of the map. Although looking at where our team is, I kind of don't want to chase 2 Hindenburgs on my own. This is a recipe for disaster. Getting focused by 2 cruisers with more than enough HE pen to kind of melt us. I decided to just slam on the brakes and let those Hindenburgs kind of leave our detection. I hit our DCP to get that detection to go down from the 2 kilometers that fires cause. And luckily, we don't get set on fire again here. Otherwise, we would have been spotted without a DCP or a heal, and then our HP would have just basically withered away. We're kind of just waiting for our friendly battleship to kind of close the gap and get a little closer to help take some of the pressure off. And he is shooting now, so at least we do have some help. We are kind of angled away. I mean, there's not a whole lot of places that these Hindenburgs can run anymore, so I'm not really worried about them leaving our range. We're just going to try to get behind this Loria, and then once we are, we'll turn back in and start chasing. We kind of want Loria to take more damage. Since he is full HP, Loria also does have improved heals, and I mean, yeah, that's the whole point of battleships. If you can, you should be taking damage. Obviously, staying angled, trying to minimize the damage you take would be ideal, and I mean, more often than not, battleships just stay at the back. Especially in this Preußen meta, the amount of full HP Preußens at the ends of matches is pretty brutal. As we do finish off that first Hindenburg, and we secure a Kraken. Second Hindenburg heading to the border to go ride it. Kiter Hider, border rider style. We do still have our plane to try and help us get a little bit more damage. But unfortunately, we're not leading enough. Shells are landing short. And now that he's going to hit the border, we need to wait and see which way he glides. He slams into border, and he's kind of not really moving at all. And, well, at this point, he's going to have to pick a direction. He turns to go more broadside, so we decide to switch to AP. We get our Confederate, so high caliber, Kraken, and Confederate. Kind of everything you want to see in a match, especially in cruisers, since you can kind of shoot at a lot more things and a lot more often. Hindenburg trying his best to turn back in. No citadels, unfortunately. Not sure if we just don't have the pen at max range. That is probably the case. He's trying to turn back in. He has 1 bar of HP. But friendly Laria finally does land some shells on these Hindenburgs, and he does secure that one, as we did secure the other. So pretty good match, 213,000. We got a Kraken. Kind of good all around, 3,400 base XP. But yeah, friendly Jutland was worried about him yoinking that Wisconsin. Luckily he didn't, but also feels bad. Dude was playing Jutland. I think he learned his lesson though after that match. Jutland is just kind of plain bad. But Hindenburg, we've moved on from our AP build. We do have Beyond Range. And like I said, we have Kuznetsov and Arthas to kind of give us more range. Kind of allows us to play further away from Preußens, which is kind of important currently. Because Preußen having a sub 20-second reload, especially with Epic or Ledge mod, having the most accurate guns, highest Sigma, and Battlecruiser dispersion. Yeah, most of the time it's not fun, especially if they're kiting away from the start. Not much you can really do about that. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more and share with your friends, or leave a comment down below for other ships you want to see in the future. But anyway, guys, till next time, aloha.